Hi, it's me, your favourite Dark Mage, from right here in the Abyss, right here on RuneScape. And today I want to talk to you about my thoughts on the recent Sailing Alpha on Old Schol Runescape. So I played the Alpha for about 4 to 5 hours, I'd just say. And the first thing you gotta do in Sailing, you got really no choice, you gotta do the quest. It's not too long. He teaches you the basics, and it's got that Jagex brand sense of humour, which is a big thumbs up from me. So it teaches you about moving the ship, which is basically you go in the back of the helm, you steer the ship, you just click in one direction and you go. It's pretty simple. It also teaches you about salvaging, which is like sort of the AFK side of sailing. You just park up next to some salvage, you drop your little hook, and then you get like some XP and some salvage. It also teaches you about moving cargo from port to port. At this stage it's from Pandemonium, which is like the new little hub for sailing, and also Port Sarim, which is the other early port for sailing. So you just pretty much go between them two and deliver crates. That's what the port task is, and this is what the quest introduces you to. So after the quest is complete, you're about like level 3 sailing. I think it gives you like 200-300 XP, and then you're just left to go and sort of level up, explore the world yourself. So first thing I did, I just did a load of the cargo port tasks. This is probably my least favorite part of sailing, at least at this stage. And basically you just go to the notice board on either Pandemonium or Port Sarim, and you accept like one of the level 1 and eventually like level 7 port tasks. It's basically you pick up some cargo from one of the ports and take it to the other port, and that's it. You just get some XP and some rewards, and that's one of the only things you can do in like the very early levels. As you expect, like if you wood cutting, you're only cutting normal trees to like level 15, so this is like the early sailing. And once I got to like level 10, I could get a new boat, which is the boat you use at the beginning of the quest. And with the new boat, you get more room to upgrade your stuff on the boat, and also you can get some crew, but there's no crew in the alpha. So I got to like level 10, got my new boat, but then I carried on till level 12. Now at level 12 is where you get your first upgrades for your ship. So at level 12 I've got like 3 spots I can put on my ship, I believe. One was the cargo chest, which is, you kind of need that. You get that on the normal raft anyway. You also get like a wind catcher. Now these wind catchers I found is one of the best ways to get early XP. I'll explain that in a bit. And the other thing you can put is like your salvaging hook. So you can finally start low level salvaging. So once I got to level 12, that's when the world started to open up a bit for me, and I could do a bit more stuff. So let me talk about the wind catcher. So when you're going around, you notice these gusts of wind on your sail, and it's called trimming your sail, right? So when you trim the sail, you get speed boost and a bit of XP. Now, without the wind catcher, which stores these boosts, you get like 50 XP, I think it is. But if you store it on the wind catcher, which you can store up to 3 speed boosts, at least at this stage, you get 25 XP when you like trim your sails, and then it stores it in like a little like air rune appears on your wind catcher, and when you use it you get like 125 or is it 150 XP. So basically it's better to just store it and use it well, you don't have to use it instantly, but rather than trimming your sails and just having the speed boost and getting less XP, you use a wind catcher and then you get more XP, and that gave me quite a bit of early XP. Like, you gotta think 150 XP is like, we're talking like level like 12 to 30 is the max level in the alpha. So It's quite good XP for this level, and there's going to be like more stuff on top of that in the future, so it's going to be just sailing around is a good source of XP, which is pretty good. The other stuff I could do is in your chest, in your little chest on your boat. There's a couple items in there. So the first items is a diving suit. I only found one use for this, and the diving suit is only used on this one task where I had to speak to a mermaid, which I found in the sea. You had to do a little puzzle. My puzzle was like, what's the ingredients of an apple pie? And the answer was like, apple, flour, and something else. I think it was the tin, maybe. Is that 3 things? And then after that, you just dive down and chart the depths of the sea. So that's the only thing I found for the diving suit. The other 2 things you get in your chest, well, actually there's 4 things if you count the captain's log. I haven't talked about the captain's log either. Let me talk about the captain's log, what I've remembered, because I forgot about that. Basically, the captain's log shows you a bunch of tasks you can do and have done. It tells you like, oh, go and chart this sea passage, go and like look at the backside of the wizard's tower or something with your spyglass. So it keeps track of all the stuff you've done and like stuff you might want to do. And that'll lead me on to the spyglass. So if you sail around, at least in the alpha, because I had to turn my 117 graphics off so I could actually see the sea on Runelight, I had to turn that plugin off. If you find like this like rippling bit of water and it's got like bubbles coming out of it, so that always means a spyglass place. And if you go there, use your little spyglass, and you'd be like, you get a short cutscene and be like, ooh, I've ticked something off, and you get some small XP. So we found a bunch of them. They're kind of cool. The XP is kind of low, but I'm interested to see what other areas you can find with your spyglass, because there's quite a few around, like Tutorial Island, there was like Port Sarim, there was like the shipyard in Karamja, stuff up Catherby Way you can use with your spyglass. So it'd be interesting to see what you can see when you can sail the whole world, like all the way past like Zaya, all the way up Relica. Be interesting to see what points of interest you can find. So that's pretty cool, and I hope they expand on that quite a bit more. And the other thing you found in your thing is the current duck. Now that's my current duck. I'm a big fan of the current duck. I love the current duck. I want a duck pet now. And what you do with these, you find, once again, like riffling bits of water, but it won't have like the bubbles in it. I don't know how to best to explain it. And you go there, and you use your current duck. And the current duck will just start quacking and swimming off. And you can follow its arrow. And just follow it around, and eventually, like, it'll go through some rocks, it'll go back on itself, and it'll eventually arrive at a location. And then that counts as you charting, like, that sea and that sea passage. Once again, gives some XP, but I just like the current duck. I'm a big fan of the current duck. I don't want a current duck. I love current duck. And that's basically the things I had in my chest that I can use to chart stuff right now. So maybe later there's more stuff you can chart. Like, at the beginning of the game you can only chart stuff around like the beginning area mostly. Like Karamja, Port Sarim, Tutorial Island, Pandemonium, up to Catherby and stuff. Ardoon, all that kind of area. So interesting to see like how far the current duck will go, the spyglass stuff. Pretty interesting to me. I don't mind it. It's kind of interesting. It's like you're exploring around, you might chart some stuff. It's kind of cool. I like that. So also out in sea, I did another mini quest and it unlocked a crowbar. So there's like these crates you can find out in the sea. And I know, you just pry open the crate and then you get like at least in the couple ones I did, you get like a drink. And one of the drinks I drank made like a pink or purple trolls spawn on my boat. It's like level 3 or something, but that's kind of interesting because that opens up a lot of stuff. Like, will you find, like, if you like sailing like up Relica or up past Prif or something, you find these crates, you drink the potion, you get like a high level monster on your boat, which could have some good loot on it or something. So that's kind of interesting. It tells me you're going to have to bring combat gear to do some of this stuff, maybe. We'll see how they go with that. That's kind of interesting, but I only did 1 or 2 crates. I only found 2. So interesting to see what they can come up with that, and I think I don't mind it. Like, I'm wondering what kind of stuff that's going to unlock. Also on the boat, I just generally went around. Like, there's a bunch of stuff to, like, once you're higher level, you can dock at like more islands. So I just literally explored all the area we had access to. I sailed around to see what you can see. I went down south. There's a bunch of islands there. One of the islands had a big old dungeon on it, which had like black demons and stuff and red dragons in. Because I didn't transfer my character's stats over. I was only level 3, so I didn't go deep into that dungeon. So as far as I'm aware, from what I've heard from other people, there's only current like monsters in there, but who knows, they could add like monsters we don't see at the moment in there. They could add new dungeons elsewhere which we can't access yet. So it's kind of cool that I don't think I'll go out of the way on a Slayer task, like get like red dragons. Not that it's a Slayer task I ever get, but say you get Dust Devils. Am I going to sail all the way down there to do Dust Devils? Not really. Unless Konar tells me to, and then it's just go miles out your way. So not really how I feel about these dungeons miles away. But we'll see if there's any new stuff in these dungeons. If it's multi-combat, maybe it could have unlock new burst spots. Who knows? We'll see what happens. So with the exploring the islands, there's like one massive island which is called the Great Conch. You may have heard of that from like sailing videos and streams before from OSRS. Now you can't actually dock at the Great Conch on the alpha, which is kind of annoying, but I sailed around and had a look what we could see, and I believe there was a Calcot patch out there, which is interesting because we only have 1 of those, so do 2 Calcots a day if they keep that there. There's a new tree there, like some other rare trees, and there's a lot of hunter locations, and there's a big town there. Of course I can't see any, I couldn't dock, so I barely saw anything there, and the hunter locations were kind of empty, so they haven't put like anything there. They haven't put chins there, they haven't put like salamanders there. But again, with hunter rumors, am I gonna sail all the way up to the Great Conch to go and catch red chins or red salamanders? Probably not, you know. I'm probably not that I do red salamanders anyway, but I'm not gonna go all the way to do like red chins or whatever, unless I have some new stuff there. Who knows? I think there's some more farming plots out there as well. One farming plot was like on the end of a like pier, I'll call it. So I'm curious to see if that's like going to be a new diving spot for more seaweed. What they're going to put on the end of this pier, because there's currently nothing there. If they're going to put anything on the end of this pier, I don't know. But it's kind of nice to go around and explore stuff myself. No one knows what's going on, so it's kind of like the wide open world, and no one knows what's out there yet. I really enjoyed going around it. One thing that was weird about the Great Conch, they had like loads of imps walking across the water. Obviously that's not correct, and it's just an alpha, but why have imps walking out there? I don't even know. It's kind of weird. And you can't kill them because you're on your boat. They're not on the land. They're just walking across the sea. Fair enough. I did see some new creatures out there though. There's a bunch of sea creatures, which is from what I can tell of these random sea creatures, the odd ones I did find. They seem to be linked to port tasks, the combat side of things. Now, the alpha doesn't have the ship combat with the cannons or anything in it, and they're still working on it. But I'm kind of curious what the combat port task is going to be like. Is it going to be like Slayer, like go and kill 223 of this like random sea animal with your cannon, or is it going to be kill one and come back and hand it in like a hunter rumor? I don't know what it's going to be like. Cross between hunter rumors and Slayer is what. I mean, I guess they're both the same thing, really. But interesting to see what that's going to look like. The last thing that I did in the alpha was the Barracuda Trail. Now, I was pretty awful at the Barracuda Trail. You could do it has like different ranks. Like you start Swordfish. I can't remember what the next rank up is, and then it goes to Marlin, and they get increasingly harder. You got a time limit. You have to hit a certain amount of crates in the area. Takes place in Tempros, by the way. There's loads of lightning storms and like whirlpools. And the Swordfish one I did, you have to hit 14 crates and also go to this place where the ship of rum is and collect the rum. And you have to get back within 2 minutes, at least on this one. Now, if you just sail there without hitting any of these whirlpool type things, you're not going to make it. If you miss some crates, you're not going to make it if you have to backtrack. So, basically, I don't know if the crates are randomized every time or if it's a set path. But you basically got to hit these whirlpools to get maximum speed. And then hit the crates without crashing into islands and other stuff. Collect the rum, get more crates, and then get back to the starting location within 2 minutes to unlock the next level. Because I was level 30 at this point, I don't know what the XP was like. I wasn't really paying attention. But I believe the Barracuda Trials is going to be your good XP. This is where you're going to get the majority of your XP, I think. I kind of like the Barracuda Trials. It's kind of fun, like trying to beat your personal best. Trying to like figure out which route you should take. I believe people are going to be like competing for personal bests like they do, or competing about their own personal best. Like Sepulchre, you try and beat your own PB, or killing the boss, you try and beat your personal best. Maybe there'll be like, there probably won't be combat tasks linked to this, but maybe there'll be like some kind of like achievement linked to like, oh, you're doing the hardest one, like the Marlin task, and you've done it like, I think the Marlin task had a time of 5 minutes, but you had to collect like millions of crates and rum. Well, not millions, but maybe there'll be like some kind of task where you have to do it within like 4 minutes or something, and if you do it within 4 minutes, you will get like a mega reward. Who knows? But lots of people like racing against themselves or their friends. So I can see this being quite enjoyable for a lot of people. And that's basically the Sailing Alpha from what I did. I may have missed something out. I can't remember anything else. But overall, I would say it's a skill. It's not a mini game. Okay? It's a skill. And I would say it still might not be my favorite skill in the game, but I'd say it's pretty good. It's not gonna be as bad as something like, it's not gonna be as useless as something like fire making. Fire making is absolutely useless, right? It's just go to Wintertod. Oh, you're 99. Oh, maybe you can do some power logs. This could unlock a lot of areas. It could unlock. Actually, one thing more I did notice is, out on the map we couldn't go to, there's like loads of fishing shoals, so it's going to unlock a lot of stuff to do with fishing by the looks of it. It could unlock new mining locations. I know for a fact it's unlocking some wood cutting places, because I saw some new trees. going to unlock farming spots. It's basically like a lot of it's unlocking a lot of stuff for other skills as well. And the higher level you get, the different places you can dock. I think this is going to be good overall, and of course they're going to expand the skill later. Probably going to have mini games and stuff, like some sailing mini game. Every skill gets a mini game these days. Probably going to have like, I don't know, maybe coral mining or something. I don't know. Like there's loads of things they can do, like underwater stuff. Like they've got a couple of underwater things in the game already, with like the seaweed thing on Fossil Island and that random place you had to do an RFD quest. So I think this skill has a lot of potential, and other than the cargo thing, I think it's going to, even the cargo thing could be improved. Like, I think this is good. And there's still a lot of haters out there, but I think they're in the vocal minority. Like, people that are just into like raiding are not going to enjoy skills, but there's a lot of skillers out there, trust me, and they're going to enjoy this. So that's just my thoughts on the alpha. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like, subscribe if you feel like it, and maybe I'll make another video on my thoughts on other things in the game soon. But that's been me, the Dark Mage, coming live from you, from the Abyss. Although I'm kind of glitching out a bit. I haven't been doing my tasks of keeping these portals to the altars open. See, my left side is glitching out, but don't worry about that. I'll be back soon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.